Okay, what's up guys? Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna show you guys how to hook up your mocap skeleton to your rig. It's relatively simple, once you kind of figure out the order in which you do your steps. I already have my rig set up. I'm just using this guy that Kevin Mannins gives you if you've taken one of his classes or when you take it. The first thing you want to do is when you get your skeleton, you can get rid of all these markers. All these locators, unnecessary, get rid of them. They don't really do anything. They're just there from the other thing, the other place. I already got rid of those. So now that's all you got. And if you really wanted to, you're kind of stuck with this one down here, unless you pull these out of here, which you can, middle mouse click, pull it out, or Shift P, which on parents. So yeah, now you got your clean scene. Then you want to make sure that your skeleton is relatively lined up. My model's arms are a little longer than my arms. In this case, this was my skeleton. But as long as they're lined up relatively close, the better you can get it lined up, the better it's gonna turn out. But for this is fine. Nice and feet. What I like to do is, so your feet are all kind of cattywampus. That's just how it is from the mocap. So what I do is I just don't line my feet up. Instead, I just hook them up where they are, and that does the trick. I'm sure it'd be better if you line them up correctly and then, animated them and fixed them. But meh. Nah. Another thing you want to always remember to do is if you're working with a new rig is to unlock everything. So like a lot of times your rigs will be locked by the person who rigged it. So for example, all of this is already unlocked. I already have everything unlocked. You click on it, edit your channel control. So I've already got everything to be keyable and nothing's locked for everything except for this foot, where you want to just get rid of your locked, move that over to non-locked, and make sure that both your rotate and your translate is unlocked. Those are the two important ones. Scale, not so important. But once you've got that all done, you're ready to get started. From there, we're just gonna create a locator. Where's my? Oh, I'm hands on it. I liked right now, from the size of my model and skeleton, I like them to be at 3 so I can see them. And then for this model, it depends on how many controls you have and how many pieces of the skeleton you want your stuff on. For me, this one is 22, I think, right now. Guesstimation. Yeah. Now, all you're going to need are your locators and your skeleton. Ooh, skeleton. So we can just look at those bad boys. Now for your locators, you're going to put them on all the skeleton joints that are going to be attached to controllers. So for that, the easiest way to do that is to click on your controller, make sure that your this one, the point, snap to points, is on, and then you can middle mouse button, I don't know what that would be on the Wacom button, whatever you've set it to, I guess, whatever button you've set it to. You just make sure it's there. You grab this middle section, middle mouse, and then you can snap it. And then it's pretty easy. And you want to make sure that you have it. You don't need the toes. You don't need any on both of these. I suggest the lower one, but I think it works for either. Attach. And then this is like the main thing that takes so long with hooking up your rig is just having to attach everything for everything. So I'm not going to put one on this guy because I don't really have a controller that is associated with it. There we go. And then we're just going to skip the clavicles because you have to label those because they're in the same spot. Then we need a neck and a head, and I did not make enough. Oh no, yes I did. I skipped one. So now I have locators. These two. Okay. So you make sure to name those clav left, clav underscore right, so that you can differentiate for the time being, you can just grab them together and attach them to here because they're lined up perfectly from the mocap. So that doesn't matter. So now that you've got all those lined up, what you want is for these orientations, the locator orientation, to match your skeleton orientation. And the way to do that is constrain, grab your orient constraint, make sure your, reset settings if you need to. Make sure your settings are all correct. Then you grab driver driven, so skeleton locator apply. And you do that for all of them. I like to go back to the clavicles last. Driver driven. Whoa. Whoop, see, did that wrong. And you can tell I did that wrong because my leg snapped to my locator. Alright, so now that you've got all those, and you can tell if it's got, you have the constraint underneath it. So if it's got a plus, that you can a drop down box, then you're good. So now you just got to do the clavicles, which this one you just go, this is the left, control, clavicle, apply, control, clavicle, apply. So now you can tell, now I can tell them apart because whichever, so this one I can tell is the right because it's going directly, pointed directly at this guy. So now I don't have to go back to my outliner. Yeah, so now that that's done, get rid of this. So there's a way that you can just like search for what you need, but I always forget how to do that, and and sometimes it doesn't work. So I just do it this way so that I make sure that it's done correctly. So that way, now that everything's oriented, you can just delete all of your constraints. Whoa. Do not get rid of your locators. That's bad. Okay, so now that you've got those, got rid of everything there. Now, the next step is to parent your locators under your constraints, or under your constraints, locators under your bones, your skeletons, so that your constraints follow your skeleton. So child, parent, P. So you go the opposite direction you just went. Child, parent, P. Child, parent, P. Child, parent, P. And now that you can tell these apart, you can just child, parent, P. Child, parent, P. Child, parent, P. And you can tell if you're missing one, if it's still in the outliner. It's not in here as a child, parent, P. Missed that guy. Okay, so now when your character moves, the locators all move with them. So now that you got that there, you can go back to showing everything. You click that button. And all I need is, at this point, all you need is to be able to see the controllers, so the NURB curves, and your locators. Boop. And that's the easiest way to do that, I found at least. So now you get out your parent constraint. You just constrain everything parentally, because you'll need all of its information. So now you get driver, driven, apply, driver, driven, apply, driver, driven, apply, grab that guy, driver, driven, apply, driver. Oh, I should have specified beforehand, though I'm pretty sure you guys know this already. Make sure that all of your character is all in IK. You don't want FK for this. No, that was completely incorrect. Opposite of that, you want it to be FK, not IK. Did I do this one? No. Did I do this one? Yes. Or we can tell this way. Oh, yeah. See, now those all follow. Lovely. Driver, driven, apply, driver, driven, apply. And it's better for things to line up, but these controllers aren't quite lined up with the spines, so skip the hips for now. We'll go back to them. So the hips, you always want to parent to your root control. That way, if you can see, the character doesn't quite fall here. Wait, hold on. Show all. Let's see if I'm actually correct. Oh, seems to be working. Whatever, I don't know. But you want to show none. Sometimes you can have issues with your character following correctly. This model doesn't have that problem. What am I doing? Locators, that's what I'm doing. So hips, you apply. So now, oh, there it goes. So now you have your whole character, and your character works, and it's lovely. Hooray! You did it. So yeah, so now that you've done that, also what I've got on to see the things is the X-ray joints right now. It's lovely. That's the one you want if you didn't know that already. So yeah, so now everything's good. Your character is having themselves a blast, though it doesn't seem like my neck is connected where it needs to be. What's happening here? It might simply be that, oh, I don't think I connected the head one. Locators. F. Nope, did not. So yeah, I always want to check your stuff. Driver driven, constrain, parent. So now it should be following correctly. There we go. As you can see now, everything's following as it should. So once you have all of that, you can grab, oh, that's not what I want. You get rid of, you just want your nerve curves. Grab your nerve curves, grab the amount of animation you want, or if it's not too much, all of it. I like to specifically grab, like let's say I just needed, you know, from 0 to 200 for this shot. I would like to only grab that much. But for this, we'll just grab everything. And you want to be in the animation tab, key, bake simulations, make sure it's on your general settings, bake. And then you sit here and you let it bake. So exciting. Right now, my model is doing this odd thing for some reason. I'm not sure. It's not really a problem because all I do is this, and then it's fine. So, not sure why it's doing that. It happens when I animate it as well. So I'll go here to animate it. Well, first of all, once you've baked it, File, Save Scene. Want to make sure you're saving. And once you've baked it, you can get rid of all this nonsense. Oh, see, there it goes. Just a little bit wonky. But, oh, no, it's fine. So I'm not sure why my model's doing this, but not giving me issues. So when you go to like your animation layers, add your animation layer, grab your whatever you want to be in that layer, add selected object. Oh, would you look at that? Beautiful. Grab you, you know, you want this to be animated, key it, and like, look, it's fine. You're nice and lovely animated. I don't know why it's doing that, but again, it's not a problem. So that's how you adjust, is with this animation, the animation layer. Let's delete that. Whoa, I'm grabbing things. So yeah. Ooh, I'm hitting O. Okay, yeah, so nice and animated. If I would let me fix this, there we go. So yeah. That is that. So that's pretty much all you have to do. There are going to be some issues. If so there's two main issues that I run into that I have solutions for. If for some reason your joints are bippity boppity booping, they're just like shifting, and like all of a sudden you'll be, you know, your character will be here, and all of a sudden your knee is going like this, like that, and is just freaking out and clickety clacketing, it probably means that something is locked, is usually what that means. So if you're having issues with things just snippety snappeting all over the place, once you key it, usually it happens once you key it, something's either locked or unkeyable. So go back, check all your locks and your keys, make sure your controllers are all unlocked and available. The second issue I've run into is an animation issue, and we'll see if I can remember this for the stream. This might take a second for me to remember where it is. So yeah, let's see. So let's say I've added you to the animation layer, animation layer, and I go to have you animate, say right here, I didn't quite like where this leg was, so I'm going to, key it there, and here I'm going to have it be down there. So, have a little extra animation. Now, if when you do that, all of a sudden it's trying to just like rotate and just around when you've added that animation, your likely issue, I'm not sure exactly what the issue is, but the solution to the issue is going into Windows Animation Editor, Graph Editor, grabbing the keys you need to like fix, and going into curves and this Euler filter, or however you say that, and you just click on that, and it should fix the problem. I can't show you whether or not it's going to fix it because I don't have the problem. I don't know how to recreate it. I don't know what causes it. But I had that issue with my final mocap project. So if you're trying to animate and for some reason it's just your like joints are just wobbling and going in circles when you try to add animation, that's probably going to be the solution. Yep, so that's pretty much it. I don't know. I mean, no one's here during the stream, so I can't answer any questions. But I guess for those of you who know me, hit me up if you have any questions, and I can make more videos. Or this will be up for the next 2 weeks. That's how Twitch works. But I will see if I can get this to my YouTube channel, Placeholder Plays, so that it is also available there for it to be longer, so that you can go back and get it. If you have 2 characters to do this process for, it's relatively simple. You just do that whole process to both of the characters. Another thing to note is you have to make sure that you can't reference things in when you're attaching stuff. So you have to make sure that everything is inserted. It's what am I thinking of? What's the word I'm thinking of? Imported. Yeah, everything must be imported. You can't reference stuff. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Hope this was helpful. And hit me up if you have any questions or want me to make another tutorial about something else mocap related. All right. See you guys.